Okay, so I heard the little ding ding, so I think we're we're recording.
Like a boxing ring. Ding ding. We're
Right.
off.
Yeah. So thank you again, Jennifer, for taking the time to meet with me and talk about like your journey to getting your 15 clients. Like that's more
Mhm.
than a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to dive in and figure out how you got to this point in the first place. But before that, would you mind giving like a quick introduction for those who don't know you yet?
Okay. I'm Jennifer Bowers. My business is called Front Porch Finance, and I named it that because finance and all the things that go with it are scary to a lot of people. And so the clients that I work with, I want them just to feel like they can relax, just, come sit on the front porch with me. We'll have a chat, and we just happen to be talking about your finances. So I say I like to take the fear out of finance. I live in Oklahoma. Um, I have three sons, a hot, sexy mechanic for a husband. So, and I have lots of fur babies, and they're usually on my conference calls with me. So,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, we have group calls around here. So there's always
Hmm.
somebody.
Oh, yep, I
So,
see one going down the hallway now.
yeah. Yes, I don't bother like faking out my screen behind me, like so many people do, because I don't want you to be scared when one pops up suddenly. So
Oh, yeah.
that way you can see them coming.
Hmm. Absolutely. I love that. And I love that you mentioned taking the fear out of finances because I know that's like a big thing. Like people are afraid to like let people see how crazy their life and their business is. So you making it really relaxing is great.
Yeah, that and they're so intimidated to talk to a CPA or, other financial advisors because they feel like they're going to be made fun of for what they don't know. So I enjoy educating people, and the whole financial literacy world.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome. So about your business and the fact that you're able to take the fear out of finances for people, did you have experience in like the bookkeeping world before starting your own business?
Yes, I have a degree in finance and minors in accounting and strategic planning. And
Mm.
originally, my intention was to become a financial planner, which that's where like the whole financial literacy world comes into it. But then, of course, life happened, and my plans went out the window, and I worked different finance and accounting jobs and stuff. Um, and then we were planning to adopt a baby, and I wanted to do something from home so that I could stay home with him. And I just thought, well, why not go back to my roots, go back to bookkeeping, and I can help the new business owners learn. And so that gets my love of, financial literacy. And so it just ticked all the boxes for me.
Oh yeah, best of both worlds, huh? Yeah, I'm glad you didn't let that degree go to waste.
Yeah.
So, with you already having a background, would you say like that you still learned a lot from the course? Like, do you feel like it was kind of like a refresher, or did you feel like you learned a lot of new things that contributed to the business?
I feel like, as far as the accounting side of it, I feel like it was very much a refresher for me, because
Hmm.
I all the accounting classes. But one thing that BBL does is kind of teach you how to run your business too, and kind of start it and talk about marketing and stuff like that. Because that's not me. I'm the finance person, and I don't really enjoy the marketing, and so that was a lot of help, with the business aspects of it.
Hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people feel the same way. Like people start their businesses thinking, "Hey, I can just focus on bookkeeping," and you don't know there's just a million other things you have to do.
Yes, and like I said, and those are the clients that I like helping that, have this great idea for a service or a product, and they know people will buy it, but they don't really know all the other stuff. So that's where I come in. Just don't ask me to
Hmm.
do marketing, you know.
Well, you must be doing something right. You have 15 clients.
Yeah. And I think I've gained a couple more since I talked to you last. So
Oh my
So,
gosh, that's so exciting. Congratulations.
yes, yes, I love it. It's not, I know everybody says it, but it's not about the money for me. It's genuinely about the people I get to help. You know, I mean, the money's great. Yes, we all need to get paid and pay our bills, but I genuinely love to be able to help my clients. So,
Yeah, and that's always great to be able to do that and be passionate about it.
mhm.
Because if you're in it for the money, like you're going to be disappointed in the very beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're going to get burned out. I think anything that you do, if you're doing it just for the money, if your heart's not in it, it doesn't matter what the job is, you're going to get burned out. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Um, with your 15 plus clients now, is it like a certain like niche or industry that they're all in, like that they all have in common, or are they kind of like all like scattered about?
they are all, except for one, I would say, they are all women running service-based businesses. A lot of them are online. There's a couple that are, other things and stuff, but majority of my clients are like business to business, service providers. They're providing services for other businesses, and
Mhm.
I like those. I have a few scattered, here and there, but that's the majority of them.
Awesome. So how did you choose your niche? Because I know that's a question that comes up a lot because people get like scared to kind of focus on like one industry, thinking they're kind of limiting themselves. So how did you decide on that?
Well, originally, before I started doing the bookkeeping, I was kind of working as a virtual assistant for a little bit. I like doing that work. I like assisting other businesses and kind of having that variety of work like a VA does. And whenever I was thinking, what can I do to narrow down, make more money, work from home and stuff, and I decided to, go back to my roots, I thought, well, what business do I know? And it's that business that's supporting other businesses and online and all the different platforms that online service providers use and stuff. And so
Mhm.
it was just kind of like, this is what I know. I know what they should be, spending to run their business. I know if there's a platform that could work better for them that might save them money. So it was just kind of what I knew.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Um, about your kind of a little off course, but as far as your virtual assisting business, were you like serving the same types of clients then? Like, did any of them like cross over and you just handle the bookkeeping for them now, or did you like completely shut down that and start from
I
scratch?
kind of completely shut down. I was working for a bookkeeper for a while, you
Hmm.
know, and I kind of doing some of that work that she didn't want to do, and thinking all the time I could be doing this, you know. But I worked with a lot of real estate agents whenever I was a VA. So
Okay, awesome. So even then, you kind of had a niche already, so you already know the importance of doing that.
yeah, well, yeah, if you can niche down or niche or however you want to say that word, it really serves your clients because you can learn the ins and outs of their business. You can, you don't necessarily want to compare clients to each other, but you can kind of see what this one is doing and they're making a profit. And this other one is maybe not making such a profit. So what could they be doing that this one's doing? And it helps you give that advice. And, so it definitely pays off to learn your client, learn about their business.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. And I guess that's a way you can kind of like dip your toes into the like strategic planning and advisory role since you already have experience with other people in that industry, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
awesome. So,
I would say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had a client one time that was a man. Okay. He was the only man I've ever had, and he had a chemical business. Okay.
mm.
Don't ask me what he did. I have no idea. He created some kind of chemical compounds that he sold to growers, like marijuana growers.
Okay.
And and so, okay, that's two ticks against him right there. I mean, he was a great guy. He was very nice, but he was a man. He didn't understand my mompreneur lifestyle. He didn't really get it when my 3-year-old was popping up going, hi, hi, you know, he's like getting scatterbrained, like put that child in a cage or something, you know. And then on top of that, I didn't know anything about his business, so I couldn't advise him at all. And he ultimately went out of business because he couldn't make a profit. And
Mhm.
so I feel like that is just a prime example of staying true to yourself and stay true to your niche and who you feel is your ideal client, because he was not my ideal client. And I don't think I served him well. You know, maybe if
Mhm.
he had a bookkeeper who knew about that field, maybe they could have helped him, you know.
Mhm.
So I think that that's a prime example of staying true to yourself. You know, I think it not only benefits you, but it benefits your clients, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great that you mentioned how it benefits clients, because I'm always thinking when people ask about niching down, I'm always thinking about it'll make your workflows more simple, it'll help your marketing be more stream. Like I'm thinking about all the things that it'll help, like the bookkeeper, but it has a
Yeah,
big impact on the clients too. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
yeah, it does. And, you know, I took him at the beginning when basically anybody that offered me money, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'll help you, you know. And I could see after working with him for that year or 2 years that I worked with him, you know, I wasn't serving him in the way that I should have been doing, you know, or the way that I could have, you know, if I had known more about his field. So
Mhm.
it was a good learning lesson, you know. Don't just take anybody's money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that completely. I've had a few clients like that too.
Yeah,
Um, I think everyone kind of goes through that stage in the beginning, especially when you're trying to find your first client. Like you're kind of willing to take on anyone that's breathing and willing to like pay the invoice. You're like, sure.
yeah. If they have a
But
heartbeat and a bank account, then yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's good to know that like in the long run, it's better to just resist the urge and just stay focused.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he was a learning lesson for me, but I hope I can say that I would not do that again for myself
Yeah.
and for the client. You know, I hope I learned from that. No, I wouldn't
Mhm.
be paid by the dollar signs.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like you learned from it, so I'm confident that you'll stay strong when it comes to that.
I hope so. Give me the benefit of the doubt anyway.
So the clients that you have now that's in your niche,
Mhm.
how did you find them or how did they find you?
You know, the vast majority came through social media. I mean,
Okay.
there are a few referrals, but you know, I don't like social media per se. You know, I mean, yeah, I get on Facebook and piddle around, but I'm not like a person that likes to spend a lot of time on it. But in our business, I think it is a necessary evil. You know, you have to do it. But I think the thing is that you don't want to just be posting. You know, you don't just want to throw crap up on the wall and hope somebody sees it. You have to
Mhm.
actually have a genuine heart to like make relationships with people, you know, and form connections. You know, don't talk to people just for the sole purpose of saying, do you need a bookkeeper? You know, take the time to learn about people and, you know, take delight in the person themselves, you know, and the
Yeah.
business that's growing and what they're doing. And, you know, just take the time to make friends, make relationships. And that goes much further than anything you're ever going to post, you know.
Mhm.
So you have to let people know you. It's like the online world seems really big, but it's not. It's like this little neighborhood, you know, and there's little pockets, you know, and you meet people from other neighborhoods, you know, and you know,
Mhm.
you kind of get your circle that you talk to all the time that you see online, and it's very much about, you know, relationships.
Mhm. Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And I love the neighborhood analogy. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Well, that's just kind of, I think, you know, it's like these are the people you see it around your block, you know, and if you
Mhm.
go a little bit further, you might meet somebody else, you know, and so it's just, it's like a village, I guess, you know, I think
Mhm.
of the online world like a village, you know,
Mhm.
so So I think it's very neat, and people who aren't in it don't understand it. Because like my husband, he's like, why do you only advertise social media? Why do you only talk on social media? Why don't you mail business cards to people? And it's like, because they're not my people.
Yeah.
You know? And he doesn't get that, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, my husband doesn't understand it fully either.
Yeah.
But
It's like this
yeah.
this is a world unto itself, you know.
Mhm.
And I have best friends that I have never met in person, and I probably never ever will meet in person, but they're like my business besties,
Mhm.
and you see somebody looking in a Facebook group for somebody that does that, and you're like, oh, I know this girl, she's great,
Mhm.
and they do the same for me, and that word of mouth is the best advertising you can ever get.
Mhm. Yeah, I totally, totally, totally agree. And
Mhm.
yeah, having business besties like all over the world, it is a wonderful thing.
It is. I think it's so neat, and it's like if I ever find myself in New York, I've got people to go to,
Mhm. Absolutely. Um, so I know you said Facebook is I'm guessing that's the main social media that you do, or do you do Instagram and other things too?
I do Instagram too. Eventually, I want to take on LinkedIn because I know there are a lot of small business entrepreneurs on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but right now, it's pretty much just Instagram and Facebook. But I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, and I think that that's where the real networking happens. Just being friendly and trying to be helpful and answer questions when people have them. And it's not always just about like looking for your next client, but it's like about looking for mentors also, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
in other bookkeeping groups, which is how we met, and you find those partners that can help you with things, that they know something that you don't know, or maybe they would have been a perfect person to refer that man to, so I wouldn't take them on. So you find those business buddies too, that can help you in your own business.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
A few ladies and I were discussing it yesterday. When it comes to Facebook groups, and like the first part is actually getting into the Facebook groups, like when they're niche specific, because a lot of times you have to be like meet a certain requirement or they won't even let you in. And if you're a bookkeeper that serves that industry, they're like, no.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering, how do you get into these groups in the first place?
Well, I think they always have the questions, of course,
Mhm.
they always have the questions of what you can contribute to that group. And if it is like an industry specific group, I know some of them don't want to like let in a bookkeeper because they think you're just going to go after their members. You're going to be trying to hit them up for business. But I think if you are genuine, like maybe when you answer those questions and say you're not here to hit up for sales, you're just here to provide, knowledge and service where you can. I think people can tell if you're genuine or not. If you're popping up every single question saying, oh, I know how to do this, why don't you DM me and we'll talk about it, then they see that you're not really genuine, you're not offering something for nothing, you want something. So, and I
Yeah.
think the whole relationship marketing is about offering something for nothing, you know, just being willing to help others.
Yeah, you make a great point. I agree with being honest and filling out those questions is a big thing, because a lot of times the admins and the moderators are reading those one by one. Because I know, at least in my group specifically, I go through each one by one and read the
Mhm.
responses. And I know if somebody wasn't a bookkeeper but wanted to be able to help bookkeepers and they were honest about that, I would most likely let them in. So that's a
Yeah.
good point that you made.
Well, I mean, because I think we can all learn from each other. It's like, having somebody who does marketing for bookkeepers, yeah, they'd be invaluable in a bookkeeping group, because what do you see all the time in a bookkeeping group? How do I get clients? How do I do this? How do I
Mhm.
find people? And that's where that person can chime in and say, well, why don't you try this? Not hire me and I'll help you, you know.
Yeah.
So nobody likes that message that they receive constantly of, oh, hit my DMs, DM me, or I'm going to send you a private message. It's like, no, just tell me here. Just tell me what you want to see right here,
Exactly.
Let everybody see it. It's not a secret.
Absolutely. And it benefits a group, and you're contributing to the group when you post the answers publicly, because you never know when someone's going to scroll through and have that same question and see your comment.
Exactly. And that person, that third person down the row, they might see your answer and think, oh, wow, I really want to talk to her. I'm going to message her, or whatever, so it's like you don't have to be hitting everybody's private messages. That just seems creepy to me, it's all in how you do it. It's like if somebody doesn't ask you to message them, don't do it,
Yeah.
So it's just like be willing to offer the help out in public, let people see it.
Definitely. I guess to piggyback off of that, where do you draw the line between free value that you give out for free versus paid?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you draw the line when it comes to doing that in Facebook groups?
Excuse me. Well, I have crossed my line before many times. I have crossed my line. Usually they say, like, if it's something that somebody could probably figure out on their own if they started Googling, then just save them the Google maze, and just give them their answer, But then if it's coming back and like building on that knowledge, then maybe, that's when you kind of break them out into, like a private thing. But there are people who I helped set up their bookkeeping, and they couldn't afford anything, because they had just started their business. They couldn't hire a bookkeeper, but I wanted to make sure that they were doing things right. You don't want them to get all their books messed up, a year in and then have to fix everything. So there are several that I did that with, and now they're my clients, because I was willing to help them for nothing. And I gave them an hour or two of my time, and that matters, to them. They knew that they remembered that I invested in their business when they had nothing to give me, So there's like one particular client, once she hired on with me, I started her at like $75 a month because it's all she could afford. Now she pays me $200 a month.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's just because I was willing to invest in her business, and so she invested in me, and we grow together. So I think that that's like the way business should be done. So I like that. I like that thought of investing in each other.
Absolutely. We need more people like you, Jennifer.
Heart. I'm a bleeding heart, and I'm very big on, I don't know, there's nothing wrong with working with a man, I mean, they're building businesses, they've got families to support too, but I guess a woman has a special place in my heart because, traditionally we've been told, not to worry about business, not to worry about money, not to, don't worry our pretty little heads about this stuff. But then, more and more women are stepping out and saying, I can be a good wife, I can be a good mom, but I can also be more, and that's why I love working with those. I mean, even women without children, that's great. But it's like these people are, they have my heart because there's, what a struggle it is to be a good mother and a good wife and stuff, but then still find that time to build your own soul, and it's just, I don't know. I think they're awesome. I think these women are awesome. And if I can do whatever I can do to help support them, I want to do. So
that's wonderful. And as you're saying it, I see your face lighting up. You're so excited about this.
I'm an idiot. I feel like a bleeding heart. This is where my heart is. So I like to support other women. So
and I'm glad you get to spend I'm glad your business is revolving around doing what you love.
Yes. I am a very lucky woman. I get to do work that I love. My husband, thank God, he works away from home. So I know I'm gonna be with him all day. But then I get to enjoy him coming home at night, you know, and my little one, he's, like I said, he's 3, and so he's in school 3 days a week, but there's still that 2 days a week that I get to be home with him. And it's just, I feel like I have it made, I'm not rich, I can pay my bills, and that's what matters to me, So,
Definitely.
and
Yeah, everyone's goal isn't to have like a big old empire, so.
exactly. I don't need an empire. I'm not one of those people that's looking to run $1 million business. And if you are, that's great. Those are your goals. But I just want to be able to pay my bills, maybe go on vacation. So I want to be able to afford the daycare that I put my son in, the preschool that I just do 3 days a week to maintain my sanity.
Yes.
So as long as I can afford those special little treats for myself.
Yeah, that's more than enough, right?
Yeah. Preschool is way more important than like high dollar shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Okay, so question for you, because if I remember correctly, do you still talk to other bookkeepers that are trying to get to where you are and offer advice and consulting when it comes to that?
Yeah, I'm always happy to help somebody out. I don't know, just our community, we're just all about giving to each other. If anybody has a question for me or needs a little guidance in some area or other, if I can help you, I'm happy to do so.
Awesome. That's so generous of you. So for people who are going to watch this replay later, what's the best way to get in touch with you if they do want to connect with you or have questions and things like that?
Well, you can go to my website, and that is frontporchfinance.com. And there's a link to my scheduler on there that you can make an appointment to talk to me. You can email me. It's just Jennifer@frontporchfinance.com. You can find me on Instagram. That's under my name, Jennifer Phillips Bowers. Same thing for Facebook, is Jennifer Phillips Bowers, or you can find my business page. So I'm easy to find.
Okay.
Remember Front Porch Finance. So, but yeah, I'm easy to find. And I am one of those people that do not like their inbox to get full, so I deal with things immediately as they come in. You will get a fast response from me.
Oh, you're good. I don't think I could do that. But, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I guess to close out, what's one key takeaway that you want people to get from this video? Like if it's one thing that they walk away from, what did you want that to be?
I would say if it takes a little bit for your business to get started, start bringing in the clients that you want or the right clients for yourself, don't get discouraged, because I think starting a business is very much a learning process. And you have to figure out what you want to do. You have to figure out who are those people that you are meant to work with, that you really want to serve, and make sure that you're going into it with an attitude of serving, because with it being a business to business thing, we are supporting others so that their business grows. So make sure you have an attitude of serving and just don't give up on yourself.
That is wonderful advice, Jennifer. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on this call. I'll go ahead and end it here, and I look forward to talking with you soon and getting updates on those new clients that you got since 2015.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I'm happy that you invited me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'll be in touch with you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.